Hey fam, it's your girl Jonna. Let's talk about how a spring refresh, spring reset is the perfect time to find ways to add a little glam to your everyday. The springtime is definitely a refresh, it's a rebirth, it's like an emergence. You can tell even through nature. You know, this is when the sun starts shining a little more, the daylight hours increase. We start seeing the birds coming back. We're seeing flowers. You might see a little pollen, unfortunately, but you know, when the pollen comes, you know that means the flowers are getting ready to bloom, leaves are growing. Like, this is that rebirth, reemergence. And so this is a perfect time to kind of like reset things around your home, reset the mind, reset the body. And so I'm just going to share a few things that I personally am doing, and hopefully it inspires you guys to, you know, look at your own lives and see some things that you may want to refresh. So first up, let's talk about refreshing a home. Me personally, one thing that I decided to do this year that I had not done before was buy bedding specific for the season. So I bought bedding for the winter, and then I bought bedding to switch out for like spring and summer when the weather's a little bit warmer and we don't need the heavier blankets on the bed. For a different look, I'm using the same color scheme that I've already had, but it's just a different bedding set, and I'll probably get a few little things in our bedroom to kind of like go along with the new bedding set. We recently purchased some new furniture and new rugs for our living room and our family room, because we really wanted to focus on those two areas of the home, because that's where we kind of spend a lot of time. So our living room is kind of our area where my husband and I usually come and kind of chill, talk, you know, relax. It's right here by this huge picture window. All of our large house plants are in here, and it's just kind of a place that we can just kind of vibe out. We don't have a television in here, and no toys allowed. This is kind of the grown-up space. This is, you know, the place where, you know, if we have guests, maybe they would come sit here and we just kind of chill and hang out. Grown folk. This is the grown folk room. I recently adopted some house plants from my job, some really nice large house plants. So hey, if you work at a corporate office, get in with your plant maintenance people. You never know. A lot of times they would just throw plants away when, you know, they're either outgrown the pot that they're in, or they don't feel like they're aesthetically as nice. They would just get rid of those plants. So get in with your plant maintenance people, and sometimes they'll let you know when they're going to be swapping out for, you know, new plants, and you could come up. So basically that's what happened to in our building. They decided to end the plant maintenance contract for a lot of the offices because they're currently vacant, because a lot of people are working from home. And so they just have the plants. The plants are free with the plant maintenance. So when you sign the contract, you get the plants. And so even if you end the plant maintenance contract, you get to still keep the plants. So there are all these plants that were no longer on the plant maintenance contract, and they wanted to get rid of them. So they allowed the employees to take them home, and I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 5. I brought 5 plant babies home. So that was another way that we kind of have refreshed this living room space by adding more house plants. I've also been propagating some plants as well to kind of fill in some pots where some plants did make it and I need to kind of refill. I just have these empty pots. In the family room, we also replaced some furniture, reconfigured the space, and so that has really been really nice to be able to use the space now more entertain and those types of things. Also, spring is a good time to like declutter and organize, especially in your closet. So as you're moving those winter clothes and winter shoes out, this is a perfect time to determine if things are damaged beyond repair. You're not going to repair them. Do you need to go ahead and get rid of them? Are these things that don't fit anymore? Do you need to go ahead and get rid of them, or at least prepare them for like donation or consignment? And this goes for your own clothes, and this will also go for like your kids' clothes. So like with my son, this is the time that I pull out, you know, everything he can't fit anymore. I kind of pull it out, or everything that's winter that I know next winter he's not going to be able to fit it, because that's just how kids grow. He's not going to be able to fit these things next winter. So if they're in good shape, I will pull them and I usually consign them or I'll donate them. And things that are not in good shape, I just toss them. So this is a good time of year to do that. And when you do that, now you can see what things for the winter you might need. And this is also a good time to purchase those things, because the stores are trying to get spring and summer stuff out. And so a lot of the winter clothes and shoes are discounted. So if you know you just got rid of a pair of winter boots because they were worn out, now would be a good time to go ahead and purchase them on sale, and then you just kind of stash them until the next winter. Last thing with the home, I already talked about the indoor house plants that we have gotten more of, but definitely I'm also working on the outdoor space. So like our backyard and our veggie garden, I'm already starting to make plans for those things. I just recently took a class hosted by the Elizabeth River Project, which is a local environmental organization here in Hampton Roads, Virginia, and they offer this native plant landscape design class. They kind of give you an overview of some ideas on how to incorporate native plants into your home landscape. And then the part 2 of the class is you can actually get help designing your landscape. They will co-fund your landscape design. So they will help you pay for implementing the designs that you create in the class. And so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Also planning out the veggie garden. It has been a whole year since we had our urban garden. We've tested, we've seen what we like, what we don't like, what we want to grow, what we don't want to grow. And so this year I can better plan, make sure I have the seeds that I need. And I also would like to do more flowers so that I can have like cut flowers and can make like little floral arrangements and stuff for the house. So I'm really looking forward to starting to really work on the garden for this spring and summer. Okay, now let's talk about the mind. So for me personally, the spring is a good time to start financial planning. We have some goals that we want to reach, some savings goals, some investment goals, as well as some business ventures that we're looking into. And so this is a great time to kind of plan out those things and really tighten up on the budget. And here's why spring is the perfect time to me, because it's before the summer. And you know what happens in the summer. In the summer, you're going on vacation, or you're taking trips, you're doing more outdoor exploring, going to more events and things like that. For us, we're going to the beach, we're going to Busch Gardens, we're going to the parks and all of those things. And every time, and farmers markets, right? And every time you go to those things, you got to spend money, or you may spend money. And I know we are guilty of spending a lot of money at these places and at these events and stuff like that. And so before you know it, you have went through your funds. So this is why spring is a good time to plan out your budget, so you know that these things are coming. You can incorporate them into your budget. It's not about just not doing anything fun. But hey, if we know we're going to Busch Gardens, moving forward, like let's set a budget. Okay, we go to Busch Gardens X amount of times in a month. Like, okay, we're only going to spend X amount of dollars, or we're going to the beach, one weekend we're gonna like buy food out, but the other weekends we go to the beach, we're gonna pack our own food. So even just things like that, just planning ahead and setting those budgets up, knowing what your family does typically during the summer will be helpful for us, so we don't get off track with our savings goals and our other investing goals. For me personally, I'm going back to school. So if you guys don't know, I started back trying to finish. I started back and I am going to get my bachelor's degree. I'm going to Hampton University online. It is completely online. And so spring is kind of like the time where we're almost finishing up the spring semester right now. I have 8 more weeks and then I'll be done with that. And then it's time to kind of plan out what the next year will be. And I hope that I will be able to finish and graduate next spring. That's the goal. I started this fall of 2024 and I hope to graduate in spring of 2026, because I had so many credit hours from my previous college experiences. I have 45 credit hours, y'all, that transferred. Now, lastly is the body. Of course, we need our bodies to be working because that's what carries us around. as we live our lives. So it's really important to me this year. I'm still focusing a lot on my weight health because I know that's just such an important thing for me personally. You set the body goals that are most important to you in your wellness and your health journey. So for me, since weight loss and body fat loss, more importantly, is such an important thing to me, losing the body fat and gaining muscle is very important to me. So I'm still working with my dietitian. I'm also working with a weight health case manager through my insurance and a weight health physician. Using all of the tools that I have, I'm throwing everything I got at this thing. And this year, I lost 20 pounds in the last 6 months, and so my goal is to at least lose another 20 pounds this year. I would love to lose 20 pounds in 6 months. I have 40 pounds to lose altogether to kind of get closer to my goal weight. But listen, if I can just lose like 20 to 30 pounds, I think I'll be fine. And so I'm hoping that this year will be the year. So working with my dietitian, I'm developing, she's giving me recipe ideas that are perfect for the spring. So it's incorporating more seasonal vegetables, fruits, and all of those things. We're kind of moving away from the winter foods where you have all the soups and the stews and the heavier kind of meals to more like lighter meals. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to just the more daylight hours because I really enjoy outdoor walks. And honestly, I think I may have a little bit of seasonal depression because I'm just not even motivated to get up and work out. But now that I see the sun is up, I'm definitely more motivated to get up and move my body, even if I'm just at home. So I'll be back to my strength training 2 to 3 days a week, back to doing my outdoor walks. Also, if you guys don't know, I broke my toe at the end of December, and so I just got my x-ray results back that the toe is completely healed as far as the break. But I also need to see if I may have torn a ligament from the way that I injured my toe, because I'm still experiencing some pain. So before I 100% jump back into my daily walking, I need to make sure that I'm not going to injure my foot anymore. So I got to get that worked out. But other than that, like that's one of the things I definitely plan on resetting and getting back into this spring is more outdoor walking and feeling a little more motivated to get up in the morning with the sun to even work out. There's nothing worse than getting up to work out and the sun is not even up. Like my body is like, no, stay in the bed. So now that the sun is up, my body just understands that, okay, you can go ahead and get up and you can work out. Those are the things that I'm working on to refresh for this spring, and I hope that they inspired you to think of some things that you can refresh and reset for the spring. If you got some ideas, drop them in the comments below. I want to know what you guys are doing to reset for the spring. Or if you have questions about some of the things that I shared, drop it in the comments and I'll be more than glad to share, because I'm all about adding a little bit of glam to your everyday. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're ready to get this spring off and popping for 2025. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.